This morning, we're going to go over 5 pillars of personal development for anyone who wants to be healthier and happier. We have some very simple principles that can help you start the week off on the right foot. Enjoy the show. Financially free and enjoy more of what the world has to offer. This action one, because this is where most human beings screw the pooch. So a little one-person trampoline. Very I screen shared it. Like, there's no excuse. Like, phone numbers are just out there. You just got to pick up the phone, smile, and dial. Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk Tanner Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercise to help make you the absolute best entrepreneur you can be, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. We're all about starting off on the right foot. And that's why we go live every weekday morning at 8 a.m. to go over these topics and tricks and ideas to help us improve. It's all part of the process. It's all part of it. And it has been storming out here. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for tuning into the show this morning. So it's been storming here a little bit, raining pretty hard. The internet went out. My camera wasn't connecting to my computer, a whole bunch of stuff, some classic Monday bull crap. But go figure, right? And I'm really excited about how starting to let some of that stuff go. So if you take anything from the show this morning, maybe it's just that. Maybe something happens, a typical case of the Mondays. Go figure, nothing's working. But it's not the end of the day. You just fix it and you get going with it. And then it turns out never to be that bad, right? So this show is one of my favorite topics. This is something that I've talked about for a while, and I've actually made some changes to the top 5 of this. So we're going to be talking about the 5 pillars of personal development. 4 of them you will probably recognize from episodes I've done in the past. But actually, I reference Peter Attia. He's an MD, medical doctor, and he's worked with thousands of patients, and now he's become a lot more vocal in the podcast space, writing books and this and that. I love a lot of Peter Attia's work, and he's the longevity expert, one could say. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for tuning into the show this morning. He's a longevity expert, and I actually made a tweak, and I took one of his. So he talked about one of these pillars of health in his own life, and I actually really liked it, and I think it's the core of what I really wanted to say in my top 5, but so I just changed the wording, and we'll get to the explaining that throughout, and you'll see that at number 4 was the one that changed. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get right to the whiteboard. And I'm going to actually go through these 5 pillars of personal development. I'm going to go through all 5 of these, and then I'm going to explain what I'm doing for them myself, just to give some more examples, to some more ideas, firing on all cylinders to try and see if we can learn and apply this stuff for ourselves so we can start the week off right. I'm going to go ahead and close my window a little bit. I don't know if it's soothing to hear the rain or if it's more distracting, but I'm going to close it anyway. We got one of our cats over there just staring out the window. We love watching the rain here. So beautiful Monday, beautiful day to be inside and get some important stuff done, right? Am I right? So let's go ahead and get to it. I'm drinking some coffee this morning. I got to go pick up more from this. There's someone local. They grind their own beans and they roast their own beans and stuff. But this coffee from Door County, it's like this black raspberry thing. It's actually really good, and I like it a lot. So. Shout out. I don't know where my girlfriend got it anyway. It's from Door County in Wisconsin. It's pretty good. So shout out to her for that. So today we're going to be talking about the 5 pillars. 5 pillars of personal development. Got to get a good edge. Can't get that to right. Very good. I need a different piece of chalk. Okay. How's everyone doing this morning? Everyone's having a good morning. So sorry that looked really janky. I gotta get new chalk. I can't seem to write very well with this kind, so that's unfortunate. But I will get over to the next piece. Good morning, everyone. So first, number one, we have nutrition. Nutrition coming in at number one. So what are we talking about? What are we eating specifically that has been really good for me, that has been working really well to help me feel really high energy levels, to maintain a six-pack, and to feel at my absolute best? And that is fruits, vegetables, and lean meat. Additionally, I am eating a lot of healthier carbs. I don't eat too many carbohydrates, but the ones that I do are usually restricted to like oatmeal, put some fruit and some syrup and stuff on that. I eat rice, white rice. Lately, we use a lot of bone broth to put in there to get extra protein and vitamins and minerals, bone broth. And then additionally, potatoes. These are the things I usually stick to, but I really am trying to stay away from bread and dairy. Bread and dairy. Those are the main things that I really am trying to stay away from that I eat. Bread, dairy, and sugar, I guess I should have added. But bread, dairy, and sugar, really cutting it out. Eat hardly any of it. And that's been helping me feel really good. It's been making my body look the way I want it to look. It's helped me really perform. I'm starting to run under 8-minute miles when I'm doing my runs. So things are really starting to progress in the ways that I want to, and my body's looking and feeling great. So number one would be nutrition. So asking yourself, what do you want to eat this week? You are what you eat. You are what you consume. So nutrition is always number one, kind of putting in there. And then next one up, the next pillar is exercise. Exercise. So for this one, I've been doing once a week. I do a 2-mile, it's like a 2.5-mile run, and then I walk backwards for about half a mile. That sounds kind of weird, but it actually really helps with your knees and a lot of the small tendons when you walk backwards. I don't know if you've ever heard of the knees over toes guy, but he's absolutely incredible. And he was the one who really pushed me. He has a book out. It's over. I'm trying to look at my shelf. It's over. It's called Knee Ability Zero by the Knees Over Toes guy. He's helped me really learn a lot about my knees, my hips, and my ankles. And it's really been helping. So going on my runs, if you have problems with running and stuff like that, you should continue to get help from like a physical therapist. But I've been getting great results from just walking backwards for like a couple blocks after I do the 2.5-mile run. That's been working for me. Additionally, for the exercise, lift 3 times a week, push, pull legs. And then I've been doing some fasting lately. Sorry, my cat's ripping up my chair a little bit. Been doing some more push, pull legs on that front, and that's been working really well for me. And on to the next one. So for exercise, asking yourself what it is that you want to do. How do you want to go about it? Sorry, I had to remove the cat. She's the crazier one out of the two that we got. Exercise, asking yourself, what exercises do you want to do this morning? What exercises do you want to do today, this week, to try and incorporate and get yourself a little bit better? Remember, you don't have to start out by blasting the weights and running 20 miles. We can start somewhere small, but there's no supplement and there's no replacement for how good exercise is for the body, how it reduces our chances of diabetes, heart disease, dementia, a lot of these things that eventually kill us all, and we can work these into and get great benefits and great results. So exercise, asking yourself, what exercise routines are you going to do this morning? Good morning, good morning. And on to number three is asking yourself for the pillar of health this week. Sorry, my computer is freezing up a little bit on me this morning. Let me go ahead and refresh the page, everyone. Okay, we're reloading. I hope we are still live and everyone can hear me loud and clear. Let's go ahead and refresh the page. Stand by, everyone. Number 3, let's go ahead and get it on there, is sleep. So we want to ask ourselves, let's make sure that we are running. We have some technical difficulties, folks. Humor me, stay with me. We got a storm a brewing over here. Let's make Okay, are we still live, rocking and rolling? Okay, on to sleep. Good morning, everyone. We got storms out here. We're still running with the morning show. We got to keep it rolling. Number 3, sleep. Asking yourself, how much sleep are you getting? Are you getting the right amount of sleep? It turns out our brains need this time to turn off and to rest up so we can actually handle the chaos of the day. I really try to aim for like 8.5 hours. There's a billionaire named Brian Johnson who's absolutely going bonkers with trying to optimize his life and make himself as healthy as possible. And he talks a lot about trying to improve his sleep score. I do not go into it enough to tell you my sleep score versus I just really go off of how do I feel. Am I having to take any naps? Am I having to force myself to sleep in the next day? Is it really inconsistent? And the greatest thing that I've ever discovered when it comes to sleep is going to bed at the same time and getting up at the same time. I've gotten way better results just sleeping 8 hours, roughly 8.5 hours, but just doing it at the same time every single day versus being stagnant. Like on the weekends, I used to stay up till like 2, 3 in the morning. And then when it came to Monday and the alarm clock was going off, of course I wanted to break that damn alarm clock because I was exhausted and I was really tired. I think humans we don't have the strength and the ability to just go to bed whenever we want and get up whenever we want. I think if we can stay disciplined on the time, drawing a little clock here this morning. So if we can stay really disciplined at going to bed at the same time and getting up at the same time, I think we can get a lot of benefits. So sleep, I try to target 8.5 hours. Ask yourself, how much sleep are you getting? How are you feeling? And try and go, do you have to take naps? Do you have to go to bed later? Do you have certain responsibilities? But remember that sleep is an absolute crucial pillar to being happy and healthy. Okay, on to number 4. So this is the new pillar that's made it onto the list. Emotional health. Emotional health. So this is the new one that made the list. Emotional health. I will say that you are the quality of your emotions. I am the quality of my emotions. If I am happy, then I'm happy. If I am sad, then I am sad. If I'm pissed off, then I am pissed off. I am my emotions. You are not your financial. So say if I have $1 million sitting right here and I'm mad, I am still mad. If I have no money sitting right there and I'm mad, I'm still just mad. I am the emotion. I am not the money. I think this gets tripped. I like to emphasize on that because I think people get tripped up with this all the time. Whether they have a lot of assets or they don't, they confuse their happiness with these things that are external versus internally. The quality of our emotions dictates the quality of our health and our happiness. So I really like this pillar, putting this in there, engaging your emotional health. I think just raising your level of awareness and really addressing and talking to yourself, treating yourself like your best friend. So there's this thing called an inner critic that we all need to watch out for. I think you all know what I'm talking about. This inner critic that's inside of us that's always making judgments, that's always saying you need to do that better. You need to change this. You need to do that. You said you were going to do this, but you're not doing that. You said you would be farther in life by now, but you're not. You screwed up all that stuff in the past. There's this inner critic that I believe that really can hurt our emotional health. And I think raising our awareness to this piece of crap inner critic and understanding that these are just thoughts, and we don't have to embody thoughts. Thoughts are thoughts. They can be useful ideas, they can be practical tools, but they are not us. Tell me where your last thought come from. Some random place. Think of when we talked about sleep a little bit earlier, it's people accept the fact that they dream about random, crazy bullshit all throughout the night. And they're like, oh yeah, that's normal. I went into this school, this girl's hair was on fire, this person was running around like a madman chasing me with a knife. Oh, just another dream, just another dream. That is your brain going haywire. It's just magnified because you're not distracted by a bunch of other things. But during the day when you're walking around interacting with people, your brain's just as crazy. You got thoughts coming in from here, thoughts coming in from here, thoughts coming up from here, all over the place that we have a really hard time controlling. So giving ourselves some grace and some gratitude and acknowledging this inner critic that comes in, and I think it can be really helpful for emotional health. How do I improve emotional health? So it's kind of 4 and 5 really work together actually very well. So we're going to go on to the last pillar. So the last pillar of this morning's episode before we get out of here for today is breathing. Breathing. So you can kind of think this as a form of meditation. So breathing, meditation. If you are not meditating every day, it's really hard to be surprised that we're hard on ourselves, that we have a lot of negative emotion, that we feel like we're out of control. Because we're probably identifying too much with a bunch of random thoughts that are not true. We're probably embracing all these stories, these bullshit stories that we tell ourselves. I can't do this. I've always been this way. This is just how it is. It's just bullshit story after bullshit story. But when we meditate and we start to really focus on what it is that we truly possess, and that would be right here, right now, the senses that you have. The past is gone. The future doesn't even exist. We continue to come back to this, and I think meditation is the ultimate grounding tool. I've been doing in the teens of minutes. I like to just add a little bit at a time. So say a minute here, a minute here, a minute here. You don't need to just sit down and be the Buddha and meditate for 8 hours a day. It's pretty much impossible. I get a lot of benefits just doing like 10 to 20 minutes. 10 to 20 minutes. I deleted some apps off of my phone. 10 to 20 minutes. You got the time. Everyone wears the busy badge. I totally get it. But find the time. And just don't be surprised. This is where I'm continuing to grow as an individual to have more empathy for people, because sometimes you don't know what you don't know. But when it comes to feeling crazy, if you're all riled up, if you're all mad, don't be surprised if you haven't meditated today. I'm just saying this is a core pillar of health, and it needs to come back because this is the secret sauce. So many times I would ask myself, I speak with a lot of conviction here because I used to drive myself crazy. Why do I think like this? Why am I so hard on myself? Why am I doing this? Because I was identifying with a bunch of bullshit thoughts and stories, and I never took the time to practice. I always got that in order to have strong muscles, you needed to lift weight consistently. You need to eat a lot of food. But I never thought that my brain worked the same way. If you want to feel good more often, if you want to be more in control of your emotions, your thinking, and your ability to say yes to the right foods and to exercise and to sleep appropriately, you got to train your mind. You got to work out your mind. So if anything this morning, if we can motivate you guys to just do a little breathing exercise, just give me 1 minute. 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute, please. Just 1 minute to reduce the chaos and to center yourself and remember where you are, what you're doing, your purpose, who you are, and just sense how you feel after you meditate. So we do breathing exercises all the time. If you need a list of breathing exercises or you want to go through a meditation with me, please just reach out to me. I would love to take you on a meditation and do some journaling and stuff. Very, very helpful. But you just sit down, you do the breathing exercise for 1 minute. Give me 1 minute on this breathing exercise, and then just acknowledge how you feel. Let the thoughts come and go like cars on a highway. Bring your breathing to the center. Focus on your breath. Just do some mindfulness stuff. There's Sam Harris with the Waking Up. There's Calm. There's a bunch of millions of YouTube videos. You can reach out to me. I would love to be of any help with this journey. But you just do it, and then you calm yourself. And remember, life's not that bad, especially if you're living here in America. You're doing what you're hustling and bustling. You're trying to be the best version of yourself. So breathing is why it comes in at number 5 of a must-have pillar. These are the 5 pillars of personal development. If these are gone, if any of these are out of whack, we're probably going to feel like shit. All right. So if we can remember this and come back to it, it's like, how am I keeping up with these? And if the answer is no, I can probably tell you where you're lacking and why, how you feel. Success leaves clues is something that we take from Tony Robbins, and we talk to him all about all the time. So if we can just eat the right foods, if we can exercise, move our bodies in an appropriate way, you don't need to be the best power lifter to ever live, but you do need to lift weights, or else as you age, your muscle and your strength will deteriorate at a rapid pace. Sleep. We need to be able to rest our brains, or else our brains are gonna be potatoes, and we're gonna get dementia at too young of age. We don't want that. You gotta have appropriate sleep to be able to rest, function, perform. And that's how you recover from exercise and really digest the good foods. Emotional health. You are your emotions. We want to go through this, so we're kind of zipping through these real quick for my video editor. And then we're, of course, coming back this week. We want to ask the end-all, be-all question: what will you focus on? Emotional health, the inner critic, and the breathing and meditation. So we're asking this. Ask yourself this week, what will you focus on? Which pillar of personal development did you really enjoy? Was there one that you really got a lot of benefit from? Or is there one that's been lacking that you would like to give a little more attention to? If you have any questions on these, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'd love to support in any way I can on your journey to become a better person. So before we run out of here, because I'm well over time, good evening, good morning. Good evening. I wonder what time zone you're at. You're from, Mary, my friend. Good morning. I got 3 offers. So these are the 3 offers that I have for as a professional that I'm trying to get more people. So if you stuck around to the show to this point, I greatly appreciate it. My 3 offers are: 1, you can watch this morning show every single weekday live at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time to have some more accountability in the morning and to start your morning off on the right foot. That's what this show is all about, holding myself accountable to get going for the day and to hold you accountable to get going for the day. That's the first offer. Number 2, I have the 1-page life plan course. It is 6 weeks. Think of an online university course, but 1,000 times better because it's focused on you, for you, to really detail the things that are most important in your life, what you really want, and how to put into words onto a 1-pager, the ultimate 1-pager that you can share with people, that you can hold yourself accountable to, that you can come back to and re-reference. We have a bunch of tools and in that self-directed course. And then finally, I have the Competitive Advantage Challenge. That's where you work with me one-on-one. This one, just a forewarning, is very intensive. It's very hard. You have to own a business, and you got to be willing to get to work, because we're going to create a true competitive advantage for you, whatever it takes. And I'll be right with you there along the way for people who really want to explode their personal development. So those are my 3 tiers. We have the morning show, we have the 6-week self-directed course, and then we have the Competitive Advantage Challenge where you work with me one-on-one. These are my 3 offers. Thanks for stopping by this morning. This was episode 334. If you like this content, make sure you share it with somebody. And in case you needed to hear it, I love you. You're a badass. You got this. Let's work on these pillars of personal development together and continue to improve every day. And it's all part of the process, baby. We got this. Cheers, friends. I'm out of here. I got to bounce. You guys enjoy the day. Enjoy your lives. And I'll see you on the next episode, bright and early, tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Cheers. Peace. Oh.